Hello, welcome to our first YouTube stream for Blackfeather Paranormal Investigations. I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's interesting to be over here on this platform for this one. So yeah, I'm gonna say a few words about our sponsors and let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll jump into the game. So first off, our sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It is a simple D20 system. It's not tied to any genre, so you can use it to play any style of game that you would like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. In fact, it's what we're using tonight for this game. The book looks like this. You can pick it up on Amazon if you like the physical book, or if you prefer a PDF, you can pick up the digital version at coffee.com/raven, like it's spelled up at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, it's pretty cool, so go check it out. Also, Die Hard Dice, they sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. You can check them out at dieharddice.com. And if you use the code ANIMUS, that's capital ANIMUS, you can get 10% off of your entire order. I highly recommend checking out the Luminous Chrome set that they have currently. I've been using them for rolls this month, and just grab some of these so you can see them. They're really pretty. They're clear with like these little glittery, sparkly nebulas inside of them. They're very satisfying to roll. Go check those out. And then, yes, Rowan, it is just the two of us on camera for today. So yeah, those are our sponsors, and if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have here on the channel or that we've had over on Twitch, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And with all that said and done, we're going to introduce our players here. We'll start with the left-hand side. So Magpie, tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
Hey there, my name's Magpie. I'm a digital artist. I do a lot of fan art and RPG character work, and you can find that on Corvigate Art on Tumblr and Twitter. As for my character, I'm playing Quinn. She's about 19 years old, self-proclaimed paranormal investigator, probably made up of more anxious energy and caffeine than anything else. Desperately wants to prove that she's right about all of these crazy theories that she has, keeps her camera on her. She's going to be a little bit of a handful, but she means well, and she's a team player, so.
Awesome. Next, we'll hop over to V. Tell us a little bit about yourself and Julie.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I am also an artist. I work primarily in pencil sketch and watercolor, as well as a little bit of digital stuff as well. And thankfully, I just got my laptop back up and running, and I've been testing out some new art programs. So more digital stuff to come. I've been using the same art program for the last 10 years. So now I'm moving on to some different stuff. It's very scary, and I'm very excited to learn. So if you want to check out my work, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is at Pepero Draws, and that's Pepero like the candy. So you can find my stuff there. I play Julie, who is a PhD student working towards her PhD in parapsychology. And she is also a psychic medium, just like her grandmother was. Skipped a generation. Her mother didn't inherit that gift. It was passed on to Julie. And she is very, very into all things paranormal and spooky. And she, first and foremost, wants to lend a hand. She wants to help the spirits that are trapped in these locations. And she's a bit of a sucker for them. She's probably not as careful for her own well-being as she should be. She's a little bit too empathetic, but she's trying her best. We'll see what happens. I know last time we used her, she ended up getting very ghost drunk, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she wasn't having a good time. But yeah, that's me and that's Julie.
Awesome. So that just leaves me. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related or adjacent. You can check out all of my stuff at my link tree, which is just linktr.ee/theraven, like it's spelled below my face. That's also at the Raven is also my Twitter handle, so you can check out my stuff there. And then, yeah, this is Blackfeather Paranormal Investigations. It is, if you are familiar with the video game Phasmophobia, it's a little bit like that, except not quite as cut and dry. And we're actually going to try to get rid of the ghosts in addition to identifying them. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of really interesting things that can happen, including getting fear points. And that is a little bit unique to this particular game. Fear points accumulate when scary things happen, or when certain ghosts do certain things. At 5, the ghost will become more aggressive towards that particular character. And then at 10 or more, they'll start hunting the character pretty intensely, and that can get kind of deadly. So fear points are generally things that you want to avoid. They typically will be accumulated by failing discipline rolls, but there are some things that you can do to get those down, including some items that our players here can take with them, such as an MP3 player, and staying like in the light and some things like that can also give some opportunities to get some more of those off of them. And then if any of our viewers are feeling particularly generous, there's a $15 donation thing that can remove 5 fear from a player. So those are some options. There's also options for advantages, which means they get to roll twice and take the better of the two results. Disadvantage if you want to make life harder for our players. You can also give players crits so that they automatically succeed at what they're trying to do. And then there's also the asset and challenge option, which is particularly fun. An asset basically gives them a single-use item or a situation that makes their lives easier, and a challenge means I get to make things more difficult. So it's a way that you can actually sort of increase or decrease the difficulty level of the game from home. So very cool stuff. You can do all that at coffee.com/Raven for the donations. We're starting out with a pretty clear board as far as that goes. Moving on to our game itself. V, let me know which one of those tokens that you would like to use for Julie.
I'll use the little purple guy like I did last time.
Perfect. All right. So in this case, I believe it was just Julie that's been called out. Perhaps your fellow ghost hunters had to call in sick or something like that today, so it's just you going into this house. Hey, admin, how's it going? Good to see you. So what you do know for sure, without any kind of roll or check, is that you are investigating this house. It's been rebuilt several times for mysterious reasons, and that you know that there's some rumors that it's haunted by a ghost named Susie. The owners of the house are out of it. They've left for the evening so that you can go in and investigate and try to get rid of this ghost. And if you would like, you can make an education roll to see if you have researched more, or if maybe you were told more about it, and you can sort of see what you remember. And then while you're doing that, for Quinn, you mentioned that you were just gonna sort of show up, right?
I think Quinn heard that a certain researcher whose papers she's very familiar with from her research was going to be in town, and decided now or never, throw all caution to the wind and just throw herself at the situation, and is going to just show up.
Okay. Perfect. Well, in that case, I kind of imagine maybe Quinn has done some research on the area on her own. You can also make an education roll to see if you've discovered anything.
Absolutely.
With the 15 for Julie, I can tell you it's Susie Sanders is the full name. And that the house, 23, nice. The house has been rebuilt a number of times because it seems to mysteriously catch on fire semi-frequently over the years. They're not like rebuilding it every other year, but like maybe once or twice, or once in a decade or two, rather. It catches on fire and has to be completely rebuilt or remodeled or something like that. With the 23, you were actually able, Quinn, to track down some information about this alleged ghost themselves. The legend, or rumor, it's sort of an urban legend, is that Susie Sanders was killed in the house, or at least the original one, when it was burned down by... there's conflicting reports. Some say it was the brother-in-law, some say it was another family member, others say it was just a random incident of arson. You weren't quite able to track down the exact specifics of who it was that was responsible, but that's how she died. She died in the house fire, and that's about all you know so far. I will let you go ahead and do your introduction here, since Quinn is popping in.
Yeah, I imagine that Quinn has just like, I don't know if like Julie's already inside the house. I think Quinn shows up, kind of pauses a moment and is like holding her like notes, her book, and then just knocks on the door really quick and like waits nervously.
So upon hearing the knocking on the door, Julie kind of thinks if she's hearing something paranormal at first, and then she's like, wait a second, no, it's the door. So she makes her way down to the front door, a little bit confused, because she's supposed to be the only one here today. She opens it up and takes a look to see who's outside.
Okay.
Yeah, Quinn is standing on the door. She's again about 19 years old, like pretty small in just stature, wearing a backpack that's almost the size of her. She's got really messy short black hair that looks like somebody went at it with like child safety scissors, blue eyes with like raccoon-like eye bags, covered in like those little cartoon band-aids that you get from the dollar store with like cartoon characters on them. Wearing a hoodie that's just covered in like patches and pins of cryptids and ghosts and stuff. And is just looking like nervously, like her eyes darting around, and then she looks and like kind of pauses and then just blurts out, I really want to help you. I think I can help. And just kind of nervously backs up.
Julie is a little bit surprised to see, somebody young here. She doesn't recognize Quinn at all. So it's curious that, she thinks she can help. Julie herself is pretty tiny. She's a small lady. So she's not like towering over Quinn or anything. She just kind of like blinks for a second. And she smiles a little bit. She says, sure. You know what? I'm here by myself tonight. So, if you'd like to help, then maybe you can keep me company.
Yeah, Quinn just like lights up and looks surprised, but is like super excited by it and just, yeah, I got a couple notes on the house. I was reading about it a lot lately, about like the fire and who it might have been and how people died. Maybe that could help.
Yeah, we can certainly take a look at that and try to use that tonight. She holds out her hand. She says, "Hi, I'm Julie. It's really nice to meet you."
Quinn takes it and shakes it a little enthusiastically and just, "Hi, I'm Quinn, and I know who you are. I've read a lot of your papers. You do good stuff."
Julie looks very surprised that you have, some knowledge of who she is. She wasn't expecting that. She doesn't typically expect people to know who she is, just because the field is not, it's not a typical field for people to necessarily be interested in. So that makes her happy. She kind of lights up a little bit too. And she says, "Well, very nice to meet you. So, yeah, you can come on in with me. I don't think the owners will mind too much. They initially called us in here to get some answers, so I'm sure they'll think more hands the merrier. But come on inside." She steps aside.
Yeah, and Quinn follows her in.
All right.
I think Quinn also, whether now or and later, would like share what she knew about like what I got on the 23. I think I would share that with Julie.
Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and move you both into the foyer. we go. And then before we get started, since we're fully into the house now, what are the 5 items that each of you have chosen to bring on this investigation?
That is a very good question. And I was looking for the list earlier, and then I forgot that I was looking for the list and stopped looking for it.
Do you need
I have
link,
one, Quinn.
the
I
link
can
again?
No, I've got it here.
Okay.
Okay.
Quinn would bring in. Quinn, I don't think has like super professional supplies necessarily. She's very much like a back of the van type investigator. I'm having her bring the digital camera, her like journal of like all of her notes and stuff, glow sticks, the mag light, and then the MP3 player, and like some noise canceling headphones that she uses to listen to it.
All right.
For Julie, let's see. So she brings with her a spirit box.
Okay.
What did you say for Quinn? Did you say any sort of like ghost journal or anything? I don't want to double up on us.
Yeah, she brought her like journal, her notes and stuff that she got from her like researching.
Oh, okay. So then the spirit box, the small mag light for Julie. She's gonna bring the box of candles and some matches too.
Okay.
Based on what she knows of the house, we're not trying to get this place burnt down, but you know, if the ghost seems to enjoy fire, then maybe that'll help us.
Okay.
Quinn thinks this is perfectly reasonable and not dangerous at all.
Yeah, of course.
Of course not.
Listen, Julie's been doing this for a long time. She knows how to keep a fire contained. It's fine. A digital camera. And then lastly, can you tell it's been a long time since I've done this? Lastly, she's going to take an EMF reader.
All right. Awesome. And I will say, since we're down a couple of players this evening, if you do find yourself stumped and want to swap out equipment, I'll say you've got a van or something out there that you can go swap out equipment once.
Okay. Julie's got some shit in the trunk of her car or something like that.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Cool. And that way you've got a few more options since yeah, we're down a couple players. Okay, fantastic. Well then, as you close the door, I'm assuming all of the lights in the house are off. That's how the owners left them, unless Julie's gone through and started turning them all on. So assuming that they're
I'd say there's probably like one light on upstairs, just so that Julie's not breaking her toes on things.
That's fair. Well then, as you close the door, I need a smell check from both of you.
Smell. I've got no points in that. Let's see how this goes. Not too bad, actually.
All right, so we got a 16 and a 20. So yeah, you both noticed this. There's like a brief little sort of flash of light. The type of flash that you would see, say, if someone were to light a match in a dark room. And the two of you can smell that scent of a match freshly being blown out. As that happens...
I don't know about you, but I love that smell. I love smelling like the smoke of candles and stuff. It's really interesting smell.
It's not a bad smell.
It reminds me of like spooky season. I don't know.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because it's definitely very spooky, because as you look around, there are no matches, there's no candle aside from the one that the ones that you brought, but they haven't been lit. And the room got a bit colder. Just enough to give you a little bit of a chill, and then it seemed to have gone back up.
Okay. Julie does not look frightened by this happenstance. In fact, she looks quite the opposite. She thinks this is cool. And it, gives an indication that there is something that is nearby. She always likes that. That's what they're here for. So she doesn't seem too spooked yet.
All right.
Yeah, I think Quinn is like constantly in this state of like anxiety, but it's like she's so excited that she's not even realizing that she's nervous.
That's fair.
So she's just like, what?
All right. Well, after that happened, the house is relatively quiet. Nothing else really happens immediately after that, but it is a little odd that as soon as you close the door that you had some instance of paranormal activity. What do you do next?
I think because the activity was so immediate and it's something that was close enough to them, Julie's going to take out her EMF reader and see if she can get any readings on that.
Interesting. As you pull that out and turn it on, you can see that you are getting some readings. You're getting about a 2 or a 3, kind of fluctuates between the two. If you would like, you can roll education to see if you might be able to glean a little bit more information from that.
Sure, 22.
Nice. With a 22, this reading could mean one of two things. It could be that some paranormal activity happened and then a ghost left quickly. Or it could just be that it's not that strong of an EMF reading. Perhaps the activity wasn't quite that pronounced on the EMF scale.
Okay. All right. So Julie's gonna look to Quinn and see what she brought along with her.
Yeah, I think Quinn mostly has she's got like her little mag light and like glow sticks, and then a camera as well, and then her journal of like notes and stuff, and the MP3 player. So mostly she doesn't have any she doesn't really have like professional equipment. She just kind of brought like what she had.
Okay.
But is like clutching her digital camera, and I think she like looks around and doesn't really know what she's like looking for at all, but she kind of like takes a picture of the empty space and is like, okay.
She's got the spirit.
It was weird.
No pun intended.
She's got something.
So yeah, as you take a picture of the foyer, the flash goes off. The room gets bright for a moment in that sort of strobe fashion that digital camera flashes have. Nothing really seems to happen too much. There's nothing strange. If you go back and look at the photo on your camera, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. And Julie, your EMF reader just sort of fades down to 0. And all that EMF activity in the room kind of cuts out.
Okay. I think Julie, I didn't bring any sort of thermometer with me or anything like that. So Julie's going to keep the EMF reader out. And she's just going to do like a basic sweep. She's going to start over here in the library and see if she can essentially use the EMF to track the movement of potentially whatever she just caught. To see if she can get like a consistent level or if it was just a one-time thing.
Okay. As you move into the library, can I get a discipline check?
Oh, sorry, you cut out there. What did you say?
As you move into the library, could I get a discipline check?
Absolutely. 26.
26. As you move into the library, it suddenly you get this sort of sensation of heat, as if you were standing in front of a fire. There's no visual, manifestation or anything like that, but you just get that feeling, and very briefly you hear a woman screaming, and it shakes you up a little bit, and you take 1 fear point.
Damn.
Your EMF reader does pop up to 2.
Okay. Is it consistent or does it
It is.
fluctuate or go away?
It is consistent. It does go away after a little while, but it's consistent enough that you can tell that, yep, that definitely was a 2 on the EMF reader. And the vision or hallucination or whatever you want to call it was pretty brief.
Okay. When she hears it, she's going to look back to Quinn and say, "Quinn, did you just hear anything?"
I think Quinn pauses like, mm-mm. Not on my end.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Was there anywhere in particular that you wanted to go, or do we just want to do like a basic sweep of the downstairs first? What do you feel like?
I think Quinn turns on her little flashlight, like her mag light, and just wants to do like a quick visual sweep of like the dining room. Because like if Julie's hearing things over in the library, it feels like that's kind of the direction to go, but she does want to just like poke her head in and make sure that they're not like missing anything. She doesn't want to go too far though.
Okay. Go ahead and let's go ahead and move you into the dining room, and as you go in there, the room feels eerily quiet, like almost as if sound was muffled while you're in there. Just strangely, almost oppressively quiet. And
I think she kind of like taps to see if she's wearing like her headphones, like the noise canceling ones, and when she's not, she's kind of like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, and I do need a discipline check from you as well as you enter the room.
Oh no.
And it's...
I don't think it's possible to get that high.
14?
14.
That's fine. You don't take any fear.
Oh.
The room is kind of creepy though. It's a very old style dining room with very fancy tables with ladder back chairs and a little chandelier and things that, you know, in a nice brightly lit room would look quite nice. But in your current situation with it all dark, it looks really creepy and it casts a lot of shadows. Especially as you move your flashlight around. But you don't see anything.
Okay. Yeah, if she doesn't see anything, she'll kind of like make a mental note of that, but would follow Julie into like the library.
All right. Rowan's saying some fun stuff in chat. All right, so we'll move you over to the library.
I'm gonna have fun looking at that after stream.
Yeah, and then once you enter there, I will need a discipline check again.
Let's go.
Oh no. As
I love her.
So with a nat 1, that's a critical fail. As you step into the library, what Julie experienced, it's like that, but you can see the entire room suddenly on fire, and you are surrounded by flames, and you can feel the heat from it. It doesn't hurt, but you can feel... Uh-oh. Or,
I think she's good.
My whole Zoom just froze and then booted me out. Sorry about that.
no worries. There we go. I got it fixed. So yeah, you're surrounded by flames, and there's no pain or anything like that. But you can feel the heat from it, and you can hear a woman's scream coming from upstairs that just is absolutely blood-curdling. And you're going to take 3 points of fear as that happens. Julie, you're not experiencing any of this, but your EMF just went to 4.
Still in the library?
Still in the library.
Okay.
And then after roughly what's actually about 15 seconds, but feels like 5 minutes for Quinn, it does fade away and everything goes back to normal and becomes eerily quiet again.
Yeah, I think Quinn kind of like comes back to her senses, and she's kind of like crouched down with like her hands over her ears at like the really loud sound of the scream. She kind of like pauses and stands up and is like, okay, so I actually lied. I did hear something.
Julie's gonna come back from the like other end of the library there and circle back down to Quinn. She's like, okay, what did you hear? Where did you hear?
I heard screaming upstairs. I think someone is hurt. Is that someone else here?
No, it was just me here today. Let's go upstairs. Let's take a look. We can go together.
Quinn kind of nod. Her eyes are just wide, but she just nods like, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
Julie's gonna come out first. She's gonna go first, because she's the adult here, unfortunately. Tiny little Julie, and she's gonna go first up the stairs.
All right. As you, I assume, slowly walk up the stairs very carefully, every other stair seems to creak. And it's that sort of creaking sound that's just a little bit unnerving, it with how similar it sounds to what you would expect from a horror movie. Nevertheless, nothing seems to happen as you go up the stairs. And I'm going to go ahead and move both of you up here to the balcony area on our map here. As we go upstairs, feel free to reposition yourself wherever you would like to be in that area. But as you head up to the balcony, you do get this strange sort of smell of smoke as you head up there. But there's no fire that you can see. And while you're sort of standing on that balcony looking around, a few moments later it gets very, very cold.
I think Quinn kind of like tugs her hoodie like closer, but like tries not to let on. She's like, maybe it's just me, but like makes a note of it.
Yeah.
So Julie doesn't have any sort of thermometer with her, but feeling the drop in temperature, she does that thing where, if you go outside and you're like, wow, it's really damn cold, and then you deliberately go to see if you can see your breath. That's kind of what Julie does. So she doesn't have the actual thermometer, but she wants to see if it's cold enough, there's enough of a drop for her to be able to see her breath.
Yeah. You don't quite see your breath, but it feels like it's almost that cold. But it's not enough that you can see your breath.
Okay. All right. Julie is going to do another sweep with her EMF just on this little balcony here.
Right.
And she's going to call out to Susie. She's going to see if she can get any sort of response by going, hi, is there a Susie here? Can you hear us? If you're here, can you come closer to my little device here? Like the closer you get to it, the more it's going to light up. You can see the color is going to go from green all the way up to red. And you don't even have to touch or say anything. You can just come a little bit closer and it'll pick that up.
All right. I need a discipline roll for Susie.
For Julie.
Not Susie, Julie. Yep, the other one with the E at the end of their name.
16.
Table turned.
16. Okay, so after you say all of that, you suddenly feel very cold again. The EMF goes all the way up to 5, so that bright red light flashes, and then goes steady. And then you aren't quite able to see something like solid in front of you, but it's almost like a shadow figure made out of smoke that appears right in front of you with just a loud, blood-curdling scream, and you are going to take 3 points of fear.
Okay. Julie staggers back a little bit, Can I tell the approximate size? Like, is it smaller like a child, or is it like, a decent size like a grown human?
It's a very feminine figure, full grown person.
Okay. Yeah, Julie kind of staggers a couple steps back. She kind of gasps a little bit, but she seems to be taking it decently well. Like, she doesn't show any super over the top outward signs of being completely shaken up. She's done that. It's not her first rodeo. She's freaked out, but she starts taking a couple deep breaths, trying to work her way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Quinn see anything other than Julie kind of like looking taken aback?
You don't hear the scream, but you do see what looks like a shadow figure made of smoke sort of dissipating. So you just get that split second, almost like out of the corner of your eye, seeing that figure. But as soon as you go to turn and look, it just sort of evaporates into smoke and disappears.
Okay, so she wouldn't have time to like try and snap a picture of it or anything?
You can try. Let's do a nimbleness roll to see if you're fast enough to get your camera out.
Let's see, what's my nimbleness? Bad.
It's always the chance of a nat 20.
That's not terrible.
17? It's blurry, but you did catch a picture. And the flash goes off and it kind of... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
The flash goes off and it reflects off of that smoke. You do get the picture, but it's kind of blurry. And then that cold temperature that's been on this balcony starts to warm up a little bit. And sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, like, Quinn looks down and sees that she's got, like, the blurriest, like, worst photo known to man, and is just, like, ecstatic. Like, she's never been more excited.
Love that. And
this,
yeah,
like, could be her finger in front of the lens photo.
Yeah, it's not the best quality photo, but you are able to make out a distinct shape of what looks like an adult woman in the smoke.
Okay.
And
yeah,
that temperature starts to warm up a little bit, and Julie, your EMF after a couple of moments goes back down to 0.
From just speaking with the owners of the house before they took off for the night, do we know, or was Julie told approximately where, like, do they know any old layout of the house, or is it just kind of what it is now? Do they know any older information?
It's a really good question. They didn't have like a specific layout of the old house. They kind of guessed that it was similar.
Okay.
It definitely had an upstairs before. And I think collectively between what the owners have told you, what you know, and what Quinn researched, you're pretty sure that the fire started upstairs.
Okay. Do the owners of the house have any children, or is it just adults in the house?
The owners of the house do have a couple of kids.
Okay.
So there are some children's rooms upstairs in addition to, a master bedroom.
Okay. I'm going to drive you absolutely nuts, making you think of information on the fly, I'm sure.
No,
is it the children who are having the most experience, or is it typically the adults who will see or hear things the most?
The kids are mostly left alone. The ghost doesn't really seem to do much around them, but it does terrorize the adults quite a bit, especially the husband.
Okay. And when this usually happens to the husband, is there a particular area that he specified in the house, or is it just kind of wherever that he gets the most?
Kind of happens all over the place, but the upstairs has a little bit more frequency.
Okay. And what did you say about Susie again? Was Susie, did you specify if Susie was younger or older?
I don't think that was information that you know.
Okay, cool.
I didn't at least. Yeah, do we actually know which one of the rooms the fire started in, or like just upstairs in general?
Just upstairs, because the building's been sort of remodeled and rebuilt so many times that they're not really sure what the room was where it started. The rumors and sort of legends and ghost stories and things that you were able to read about the area, some say that it was in a nursery, some say that it was in a master bedroom, but just not quite clear. Just somewhere upstairs.
Which one of these bedrooms is the adult room?
This one right here.
Okay, so that's where Julie is going to head slowly as she kind of catches her breath.
Where are we at on fear points for both of you?
That's a good question. I have 4.
Okay. 3, 4, and 3. All right. As you enter the master bedroom, could I get a discipline check?
You know what? No. I don't think so. 18.
18? Yeah, you're still feeling a little shook up, but you're okay as you enter the master bedroom. Doesn't seem to be anything paranormal happening in here at the moment. The bedroom's about what you'd expect from a generic middle-class family. It's a nice bed. There's some a little bit of a furniture suite of side tables. There's like a chair in the bedroom as well. There's the little closet off to the left that then opens up into a storage area on the other side. There's a bathroom. Nothing particularly stands out here. Feels just like a regular bedroom.
Okay.
Can I ask if there's out on like the balcony kind of like hallway area, is there anything there like a little like table or something? Like sometimes people just have them out like for like their keys, or I guess that'd be downstairs. But like a little table or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a little table on the balcony right there. Perhaps with like a potted plant or something like that on there. A couple of pictures of the family. Little frames.
Okay. Yeah, I think Quinn's going to open up her like notebook and like it's probably one of those like 3-ring binders. Flip to like a blank empty page and then put it down on the table with like a pen. And just kind of like point to it and then like leave it there and follow Julie into the master bedroom.
Okay. As you do, could I get a sight roll from you real quick?
Yeah.
Alright, so 14. You almost miss it, but just out of the corner of your eye, down in the foyer, not too far away from the stairs, kind of coming from the library section, you see a dark, like shadowy figure. Seems to have their head sort of poked around the edge of the wall, suddenly dart back into the library.
That is the worst shit ever. I hate that so much.
Yeah, I think Quinn immediately runs into the bedroom and kind of like I think like pauses to see if like Julie's like busy with like looking at something, but then like kind of like taps her shoulder and is like, it's down, I saw it downstairs.
Julie looks a little bit surprised. She says, "You saw it?"
Yeah,
Where did
I
you
think
see it?
so. Library, where all the sound was coming from, or where I heard it.
Okay. Do you want to go back downstairs and we can check it out?
By
Kinda giving us
myself?
the
And she looks
runaround.
like kind of panicked for a split second.
No. That's okay. If you want to go back downstairs, we can check it out together. I won't make you go by yourself.
Okay. And she like kind of like grips her camera a little tighter and she's like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Julie gives like a very firm nod, just like one, like, yes, we've got it. Don't worry about it. And she'll start to
Love
go
Julie.
with Quinn down the stairs. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and move you both back downstairs.
Man, this ghost is really giving us the runaround.
They do seem to move quickly.
Cardio.
All right. As you're downstairs, it's not looking around the corner anymore. It does feel a little bit colder downstairs, though.
I think before her anxiety can get the better of her once again, Quinn like just like goes into the library, like doesn't like hitting send like quickly, just doesn't give herself time to think about it, and just immediately takes a photo of whatever's in there.
Okay. As you take a picture. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Probably immediately runs back out to like check the camera to see if she caught anything.
All right. Can I get a discipline check?
Yeah, let's go.
The AC just kicked on, that's why it's colder. Also, hey Nikki, good to see you. So a 9. So as you run in there, you get a sudden feeling of dread. Just like absolutely terrifying, almost fight or flight or paralyzing kind of sensation. But the second you hit that camera, it eases up and you're able to run out of the room and you don't take any fear.
Ooh.
As you get into the foyer and look at the picture that you took, you can see what you saw up on the balcony, the blurred picture, but you got a better one this time. So you can see what looks like a female figure made up of this really dark smoke. But there are some features that are recognizable, and you can see a face that's almost like a skull. So there are some facial features, but most of it is very skeletal. Like where there should be eyes, there's just like sockets, and you can see like top and bottom teeth. At the mouth, behind almost like a translucent kind of set of lips and skin. Very creepy looking.
Sorry, I player and love that.
So yeah, you are able to get a picture of it.
Okay. And nothing else happens. No heat, no like screaming or anything.
No.
Okay.
If you want, you can even look back in there without having to do any extra rolls or anything.
Yeah, I think she would.
Okay. So yeah, as you go back in there, it feels normal. It's not cold anymore. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
Did it feel like, I don't know if this would be like a deduction kind of thing. Does it feel like the flash had anything to do with like making it go away?
Yeah, I don't think you need a roll for it. You definitely can sort of correlate that as, well, I took a picture, there was a flash, and I immediately felt better. So it does seem to be some sort of relationship between the flash and that happening.
Okay, awesome. I think I'm narrowing it down.
I also
I thought I had it, and then that.
Did that throw off your
Yeah.
guess?
Oh,
I have my
I
suspicions.
think I know what it is, but I'm not going to say yet because I feel like we can do a little more investigating.
I think we can, because for me it's between two.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I was really dead set on 1, but that threw it off for sure.
Okay, so
It's 2 ghosts. I don't know.
That is possible in this game for there to be more than one ghost. It is possible.
It has been giving us a run around here.
I'm not saying it is or
It's
isn't, but it is possible.
Possible.
okay.
That's my current theory.
Yes,
Anyway,
Fro,
just
there are
Step aside.
lots of different types of ghosts, like in Phasmophobia, yeah.
just consulting my Julie-esque table here. Just a moment. Okay. I feel like if we can tap out and call our equipment switch, then I think I might know a way for us to narrow it down completely, because I do have a very good idea. How do you feel about that, Magpie? Do you want to switch out on gear, take some of Julie's stuff with us?
Yeah, sounds good to me. I think
Is that
Quinn,
cool, Raven?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Quinn would run upstairs and grab her journal that she left like open on the table
Okay.
Okay.
to see if anybody had like messed with that.
I do
Or
need
not.
another discipline roll as you run upstairs.
Let's go.
So Julie kind of takes a couple steps up the stairs just so that you know that she's there. She's not leaving you.
So with an 18, you are able to get up to the stairs and grab the paper. As soon as you grab the paper, which doesn't have anything written on it, seems to have been left alone, but as soon as you pick it up, it, to you, appears to be on fire, rapidly burning in your hand. And you'll take another 2 fear points.
Ooh, that's 5 for her.
Yep.
Poor Quinn is really going through it.
I think
It's a very
she's
active
always
ghost.
going through it. I think, honestly, I think her first response is to immediately like she panics and freaks out, but instead of like dropping it or like trying to get away, her immediate first thought is like to try and put it out. Like that's her notes, that's her stuff. Like she's
Okay.
put so much effort into it that she's immediately trying to like fix it.
All right. So Julie, you can see Quinn just sort of beating this blank piece of paper, and Quinn.
I think she's like, no, like not happy.
Yeah, Quinn, you can notice that you know it's not hurting your hands to try to put this out, and after a couple of seconds, it sort of stops, and you can see that it's just a somewhat wrinkled piece of paper now. That it's not actually on fire. I do need a sight check, though, to see if you notice one more thing.
Oh, come on.
16? You're not quite sure, but it almost looked like you could see your breath for a second. But it was just out of the corner of your eye, so you're not 100% sure. It has been really cold on the balcony.
Hang on. Wait.
I know what it is.
I think I know. I'm
Let's tap out, get a few more things from the trunk,
Yeah, for sure.
and then I
Quinn
think that'll probably
runs
give us a really good
downstairs.
idea. Julie
Yeah,
places
runs
her
downstairs.
hand on Quinn's back and like just gives like a little rubbing motion because she knows that Quinn's having a time with it. She like leads her out
Quinn-
through the front door.
Yeah, I think Quinn is just honestly like as freaked out as she is, she's so used to like anxiety all the time. I think at the moment she's just embarrassed. Like she really respects Julie as a researcher and is like, be cool.
Julie doesn't
Aw.
seem to Julie doesn't seem to take that anyway. Like she's not affected by your embarrassment. She doesn't think that, oh, this kid or, whatever. She just, it's scary in here. Like that's part of the job. So she understands, like it's scary. It can be terrifying. So she doesn't hold that against Quinn at all.
Yeah. I think an equipment swap is good, and then like while they're out getting it, they can like compare notes or anything like that.
Yeah. And Raven, you said that the MP3 player actually takes down fear, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. So if Quinn wants to take a breather and listen to some music and chillax for a couple minutes before we go in, then Julie would probably suggest that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she probably will.
It'll actually take out all 5 points of fear. It only works once per session, but
that's why I'm honestly debating whether I should save it in case I get to like a 10.
It's up to you.
But I don't know if that's... Let me read the rules real quick.
Spending a couple minutes outside, does that help Julie at all, Raven?
Yeah. Before you get outside, so to answer your question, yes, you'll have a chance to get some fear points back, or get rid of some, I should say. Okay. But as you leave the house, as soon as you're out, the front door slams shut, really loudly, and one of the windows from the storage area on the second floor, you can hear it shatter as something's thrown from the house through the window and it lands out in the yard.
I really hope they're not going to ask us to pay for that.
Quinn like flinches at the loud noise and then immediately turns around and just goes, "Rude." And then kind of like begrudgingly goes to go pick it up and see what it was.
All right. As you go pick it up, you can see it doesn't look like it, like just from everything that you've seen of the decor and the tastes of this family, doesn't look like it belongs to the family. It's this old, like robot kind of toy. Very much looks like it came from the 80s. Doesn't seem to really fit with what you've seen in the house. And
that doesn't feel old enough to be Susie's. That's weird.
It's interesting.
I'd take it over and show Julie.
There does seem to be like something sticking out of a little battery case on the back of it as well.
Yeah, Quinn's gonna take it over to Julie and kind of like open it like where they can look at it together.
Okay. As you open it, there is a like an obituary clipping from a newspaper that's sort of sticking out of it for a Susie Sanders that did die in the late 80s.
80s? Okay.
And written on the back in red ink is "I know it was him." And that feels like a good spot to take a break. So we're going to go to a break for a minute, and we'll find out maybe what that means, what equipment we're going to swap out with, and see if we get some fear points off with chilling for a minute. And then we'll keep going. We'll be right back. we are back. And what, remind me again, what were the items that you decided to swap out?
So Julie is going to put back the EMF reader, and she's going to put back her spirit box is going to go back too. She's going to grab a video camera and a little tripod for it.
Okay.
And I know that Quinn already had some glow sticks.
Yeah, so I was gonna keep those. And I think
Okay.
the camera, because that's already proven
Mhm. Right.
helpful.
It has
And then I
indeed.
think there was one thing that an infrared sensor. That's what I'm gonna get.
Okay.
So a video camera with a tripod and an infrared sensor.
If you need Quinn to swap anything out, I think she can swap out her mag light if we need. And she could leave her journal, but she'd be a little bit hesitant about it.
No, she doesn't have to leave her journal. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that we want.
I definitely recommend keeping a flashlight.
Okay.
Julie does have one.
I'd do
Yeah, Quinn can keep hers too if you want.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that was probably all that we talked about was the video camera and the glow sticks, and then maybe just an infrared sensor to be safe.
Mm-hmm. And I think there might have been one more. No, never mind. Sorry.
You're good. All right. So since you are outside and you've had a chance to be away from the house and in some light, you can both do a discipline check to try to get one fear point removed.
Okay, let's see. There we go.
All right. Awesome. So you will both go down one fear point, which should put Quinn at 4 and Julie at 3.
Yeah, then she's not going to use the MP3 yet. She's going to wait on it.
Fantastic. All right. Once more into to the house, yeah?
Yeah, I think before they go out, Quinn like pauses and like gets into her backpack, looks up at Julie and is just like, "Do you want any snacks?" It's mostly gas station food.
Julie kind of laughs a little bit and she says, "No, thank you, I'm good."
Okay. I think Quinn takes out like a small handful of like peanut M&Ms, puts them in her pocket, and goes back in.
I love that. All right. Well then, as you re-enter the house, there's a draft coming from upstairs that feels quite chilly. And make it a hearing check from both of you. Weirdly enough, my house just made the sound that you could possibly hear soon.
Oh, we love that.
It does that normally. It's part of the, like, vent thing. Oh, there it is. I didn't get the little badoop thing. So 28 and 22, yeah, you both hear this. You can hear a rattling sound, kind of like a door being rattled from upstairs, and sort of a thump that accompanies it.
Yeah. I think Quinn kind of like hypes herself up a little bit and is like, "Okay, let's go," and heads up the stairs.
Okay, I think before Julie goes upstairs, she's going to put the infrared sensor down on the inside of this library on the wall with the 2 windows there.
Okay.
Just because the apparition was seen like poking out around that corner anyway.
Okay.
So let's let's tuck it in there while we
Like-
go upstairs, just in case.
So like right here where I'm pinging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Fantastic. I'm just gonna make a little circle right there for that. Why is it? Why are you not dark? It's like barely visible. I don't know how to change it. Oh well. Good enough. All right, and then
What if we just like this?
there you go. That works. All right, then we'll go ahead. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, 1 second. I get this. Clear the drawings. Can I just add like a light source there? Oh no, I'd have to enable dynamic lighting. I don't want to do that. So yeah, let's do freehand and there we go. It's why? I don't know why it's doing that for me. I'm on the objects and token layer. Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, I know that it's there. Let's go ahead and take you two upstairs.
You want me to put another little red circle there?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry, real quick, Raven.
Huh?
With Quinn's research, would she know what the brother-in-law's name was?
You can roll education one more time to see if you can recall.
Okay.
Because with that information that you have now, maybe you can narrow it down a little bit. With a 25, yeah. Okay. Loud noises happening upstairs.
It's a ghost.
That's probably either the cats or Rowan. So with the
It's a ghost. What do you mean? It's a ghost.
it's a ghost cat.
Obviously.
Sorry, yes, with a 25, I'm trying to come up with a name and all I can come up with is Thomas, because Thomas Sanders, and no, Thomas Sanders is a good guy. Let's go with Jason. Jason Sanders is the guy's name.
Jason.
You can never trust boys who have J names. That's what I've learned.
Okay. So yeah. You're on the balcony. Your infrared sensor is placed, and there is more rattling noises coming from the master bedroom area.
I think. Well, first off, I think Quinn kind of looks at Julie and holds up the glow sticks, and she's like, "Am I supposed to open these? For
Yeah,
fingerprints and stuff?"
you can go ahead and crack one, and if you just want to run it over surfaces that typically have fingers, like doors, light switches, anything like that, you want to check.
Quinn's eyes light up as she's being allowed to play with the inside of a glow stick for the first time. And yeah, immediately like cracks it open, starts like kind of like running it over things. I think she takes a small moment to make like a little smiley face on the wall, then keeps kind of going over the room.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, as you go over the room, there's probably a lot of fingerprints from the family. But I'm gonna say that these can differentiate from like fresh fingerprints from old ones, and say that you're not seeing any fresh fingerprints.
Okay. Oh, we're probably gonna have to clean that up, huh?
Probably. If you literally cracked one open, like to get the liquid out of it, yes.
I think Julie was a little too like she
Literal.
didn't want to she didn't want to say anything because Quinn looked so happy, but she didn't mean like literally crack it open. But she didn't say anything
Quinn
because
was
Quinn
very
was so happy.
enthusiastic and didn't think it through.
So Julie was just like, "Oh, I can't ruin this kid's fun. I can't do that."
I'm sorry.
just
I love it.
Just don't get any in your mouth.
Her fingers are kind of glowing.
Yep.
I'll clean that up later.
But yeah, you're not seeing any fresh fingerprints on the balcony.
Okay.
Have we heard anything from the sensor downstairs?
No, it has not gone off. But you do still keep hearing the, door rattling sound.
And that was from where again?
For the one.
Sorry, say that one more time.
The rattling. Where was that from again?
The direction of the master bedroom.
Okay.
And the fact that she did that for the one they were like less sure might be there.
Oh goodness.
Love
Oh
it.
my god,
God,
I'm
love
sorry.
Quinn.
You're good.
I love Quinn. All right, let's
Bless her soul.
Yeah. Well, let's go back into the bedroom then. And is there any like closet areas that are rattling, or was it maybe the bathroom there? What's there?
As you get in here, you can hear that the rattling sound seems to be coming from here. The back of this little closet area.
Oh no.
You love to see it. Okay, it's
Don't love that.
it's either a wild animal that's gotten into the vents, or we're about to run into some trouble. Julie's gonna make her way over there because Julie has no fear.
I think internally Quinn is like, that's how you get to a hell dimension. Just like in her head, but doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Julie's gonna knock on the wardrobe door. She's not gonna open it right away. She's gonna knock.
Okay. On this door?
Yeah.
Or the back door?
Just on the front door there.
The front door of it.
Yeah.
You knock on it. There's still like a rattling sound, like someone pushing against the back door. There's not like a response to your knocking, really. It just continues.
Okay, so if I'm looking at this map correctly, I hope so, because if not, then my eyes really need to be tested again. Is that a secondary door on the other side of the wardrobe that leads into the storage? Is that
Yes,
what's happening there?
That is correct, yeah. There's a front door and a back door to that little closet, and the back door goes into the storage area, like the attic, essentially.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't.
Fancy windows.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Julie's gonna go in to the wardrobe and listen to this door.
Okay.
Oh, that's an
lean
awful
her-
sentence.
Yeah.
That's so terrible. Oh my god.
What's Quinn doing?
I think Quinn grabs her notes and stuff and is kind of like hesitantly following after Julie, because again, in her head, it's like going through doors that make weird noises is how you get to hell dimensions.
Uh-huh.
But sees like the door is still open and Julie's in there and it looks like a closet, so she's like, okay.
As
I don't
Quinn
think
gets over to the wardrobe there, Julie's gonna like pop her head out through the door, just like suddenly pop out. And she's gonna be like, "Oh, Quinn, do you want to run downstairs and grab the infrared sensor, since we're actually getting like active noises and stuff up here? Maybe that's a better spot for it. Do you want to go grab it really quick?"
I think Quinn like pauses, kind of like goes a little bit pale, and then like breathes, and she's like, "Be cool, it's fine." And she has like her little camera, She nods, and she's gonna run downstairs to the library.
Splitting the
it's
party.
worked before.
Awesome.
Oh no! Don't say it, Raven.
She says that every time. I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Mean.
You'll be okay.
It's
Oh,
fine.
Yeah, I think she runs down to the library, and it's worked once before, and she's just gonna count on it again. Immediately takes a picture, like right as she enters into the room.
Okay.
Runs, grabs the little infrared camera, and just books it back upstairs again.
All right. Nothing happens. You don't get anything with the camera. Everything's fine. You grab the sensor and you're able to start heading back up. But
She's like, hell yeah, it worked.
but while you're doing that, we're gonna hop back over here to Julie. So you said you're just sitting in the closet listening to the door, yeah?
Well, when you say it like that, yes, she is.
Oh, that's so bad. That's awful.
In the dark closet full of strange clothes. Can I get a sight check from you?
Sure. Ooh, nat 20.
Nice.
Let's go.
So that makes it a 38. Okay. So yeah, as the store's rattling, you can see a shadow, sort of like if you're looking underneath of a door, and someone's on the other side, you can sort of like see not exactly like feet or anything, but you can see like that the shadow move around.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing. Though with a 38, you do note that the feet do seem to be kind of small. Like it doesn't look quite right.
Okay.
And I was gonna make you do a discipline check, but I think since you got a nat 20 on your site, I will skip that. So you are safe for now.
For now.
Is this
And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
just from the placement of the different rooms in here? Do we get the sense that this is the window that the toy came out of?
Yeah,
Is in that storage room.
absolutely. Is the storage window? One of those is the one that got broken for sure. And then as
Sorry, I'm piecing something together.
you're good. As Quinn makes it back to the master bedroom, the rattling stops, and you can see that sort of shadow, sort of feet or whatever it is, scoot off to the left.
Okay. Julie's gonna stay in the wardrobe. She wants to stay close to that door.
Okay.
So she's gonna wait for Quinn to come in with the sensor.
Yeah, Quinn runs in.
All right. So Julie is going to slowly open that door.
All right. As you slowly open that door, there is that long, slow, agonizing noise as it just creaks open, and it's one of those like makeshift doors. Like the front door into the closet's nice, but the back one's like a big, thick piece of plywood that they just sort of put a latch on, essentially, and some hinges. So it kind of shakes a little bit, like because it's not thick wood, as you open it up. And inside, you can see there is a storage area, a handful of boxes here and there. Most of it has plywood down on the beams so that you can walk around, but there are sections where it's just the rafters. So, obviously don't want to step through that because you'll go through the ceiling of the floor below. You can feel that cold draft coming from the window that was broken, and it's sort of flowing at you. One might guess that maybe that's what was making the door rattle, but you couldn't be sure. The lights
I know
are...
I saw them tootsies. You're not getting me with that bullshit. I saw toes.
And the light is off. There's basically like two just bare light bulbs that are in the ceiling. There is a light switch right next to the door that you could open up, or not open up, but turn on as the door opens up. Do you poke your head in? Do you turn that on? What do you do?
Julie's going to open the door as decently wide as she's able.
Okay.
And she's going to set her video camera to night vision setting, and she's going to see if she can see any little ghost orbs on the reader.
Okay. See. Yeah, actually, as you have that, sorry, there's Rowan's cat's downstairs on the bed with my cat, and they don't normally get along, so I'm just now worried that they're gonna fight, but they seem to be chill for the moment. Okay. Sorry about that.
Standoff.
Yeah, they're actually fine for the moment. Nero's getting brave. He doesn't normally pull that. Anyways, yeah, you see some little glowing orbs sort of floating around in the attic. Could I get a sight roll from you as well as you're looking at that?
11.
Yeah, so it's a little hard to see. So perhaps you're squinting a little bit, leaning in to the camera. And just as you get close to the screen, there is a hissing sound as something with glowing eyes just lunges at the camera. Could I get a discipline check?
Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it.
From both of us or just her?
Both, actually, because you can both see this.
Oh, for the love of God.
So that's...
I'm sorely paying for that nat 20.
Oh, no. So that's going to be, I think, 2 fear points for both of you. However, it does quickly fade as a raccoon skitters away from you into the house. And you realize that's what had jumped at you.
Oh my God. Julie puts a hand to her chest, just at the base of her neck, and just kind of stands there taking several long deep breaths, and she just starts laughing. And then she just yells out to Quinn, and she's like, "Looks like we have a friend."
I think Quinn is just so just out of her mind, taking in the situation, and then pauses, realizes what happened, and is just yeah, that's a friend. Hey, bud. And it's just in some weird way glad that he's here. Okay, cool, it's not just the two of us. There's more people here. We're fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine.
She feels kinship with the raccoons. She's got the eye bags. She eats trash. She gets it.
Absolutely. Trash pandas are 100% friends.
That's her.
Yeah, and as you sort of calm down a little bit and pick the camera up and look back to the storage room, little history of our session here. Quinn, you remember when you were on the balcony and you looked downstairs and there was a head that ducked back behind the corner? That's what ducks back behind the corner in the storage room, right as you glance back at that opening.
I think Quinn kind of tugs on Julie's sleeve or something and is I think there's still stuff up here.
So Julie is still in that little wardrobe section. So where is the face, the little head poking out?
Oh, it was very close to you.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much as soon as you turned back to look at the opening of the storage is when you saw it, and it quickly ducked back behind. It was right here. It helps to click on Roll20 and not OBS to do the little ping. It was right here, and then it just ducked back. real quick.
Okay.
You definitely got that sort of like that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like when you fall, or you're going down like a ride at a amusement park or something where you drop suddenly. Get that sort of feeling in the pit of your stomach as it just tucks back behind the door.
Okay, so we're going to have to start thinking now about what we can do to appease this spirit, because we've been getting a decent amount of interaction, and we kind of have like a basic idea of, an idea of what's happening, but we need to figure out how we're going to help this poor spirit.
Would Quinn know if the same family, like the Sanders family, still owns the house, or if it's like completely changed hands?
It's changed hands several times.
Okay.
Weirdly, no one wants to live in a house that tends to burn down and has a ghost haunting it.
Has screaming skull ladies in it? What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
That's delightful.
I don't know what you're talking about, because that is distinctly friend-shaped, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if you want to go
As
in
is
there,
the raccoon in the attic. It comes with multiple friends.
yeah, I'm sure she wants to give you a hug if you just want to go into the storage area.
You know what? Maybe I do want to go into the storage area. I don't. I don't want to go into the storage.
Where are your fear levels at now again?
That's a 5 for me.
6.
Fantastic. Okay.
Fantastic. Stop that.
I think Quinn is starting to kind of put the basic, like, has kind of like put the pieces together about what's going on. And I think she doesn't know if the spirit can like do or say anything to like respond to it, because she tried leaving out the notebook and that didn't work. We don't have the spirit box, but I think she kind of like just asks out into the space, like flips through her notes, leaves little glowing fingerprints on her papers.
I love that.
And skimming through like her little like newspaper clippings, she says, his name was Jason Sanders, right? The guy in your note. And she holds up like the little like obituary with the name on the back. Was it him?
What's sort of your tone and intent with that question?
Quinn's tone is, you can tell that she's like freaked out, but there's a part of her that has put together that this was like, she got hurt, and is comparing that to maybe not similar, but like circumstances that she's familiar with that kind of make her go, oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she's starting to sympathize a little bit. She kind of like gets why she'd be really angry.
Okay.
And what's going on, and is starting to be like, hey. Are you okay? Kind of obviously not, you're dead.
Yeah.
But
can I get an empathy
But I think
roll?
we're starting to like sympathize.
Yeah.
Be like, oh.
Yeah, let's do an empathy roll with that to see how well you get that across. Unfortunately, not the best. But you do get an answer. Julie, how close are you to that door?
She's pretty close to the door.
Okay.
I should probably move.
You're gonna get a little bit of a spook, because the door to the storage area just slammed shut hard.
Julie gives out like a little, like a squeak almost, as she like moves to get back out of the way of the door.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so just to recap for me, because my brain is absolutely
Yeah.
dumb. So what is the knowledge that we collectively have? Like, I know you said that Quinn kind of gave Julie what she had at the beginning. What, Raven, what do we... The name Jason Sanders, would that be something that we would both know now at this point?
Quinn would have
Yes.
said it to the ghost and kind of like filled into Julie, like showed her like a newspaper clipping, and it's like, that's the brother-in-law. Some people kind of suspected him.
Yeah, and the ghost clearly has answered
Yeah.
that they aren't crazy about that name.
Was there any sort of... You said there was... Oh my goodness, English, please allow me to word today. Was there a specific cause of death that you mentioned, or was it on the newspaper clipping or anything like that?
Yeah.
It was the fire.
Yeah.
It was the fire. Okay.
With
That's
the
what I thought.
with the obituary and everything that you both know, let's see. So just reading over my notes here, stuff that you would know. Yeah, she was burned to death. And there were conflicting rumors and allegations and things like that, but with that clipping and what it says on it, you're pretty sure that it was like an arson murder.
Right.
And Jason Sanders was her brother-in-law, who was one of the suspects. And let's see, you don't know that bit. She was 25. Homemaker from, like, that was what she did. And it was in the late 80s. And yeah, that's pretty much it, everything.
Do we know if she had any like family, any partners or kids or anything?
Yeah, she was married. And yeah, I think had a couple of kids. If I remember where I was going with that correctly. Yeah, she does have a couple of kids.
Quinn kind of wonders
Okay.
if that's why she's been leaving the kids alone in the house and has just been focusing on.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Julie's going to take out her phone
Okay.
and try to look up records from the time around when this newspaper clipping had come out and see if she can find maybe the partner's name. So Julie was married. Susie was married. And see if she can find the name of the spouse, perhaps. See if anything ever became of them.
Yeah, we're gonna call them Quentin. So Quentin Sanders. Yes, they survived. They weren't. They were away, like on a business trip or something like that when it happened. They were briefly a suspect, but they had a pretty solid alibi. And yeah, he and the kids obviously left. There was, a homeowner's insurance payout. They took that, got a new house, and kind of moved on with their lives.
The kids would be adults by now.
Yeah, they would be, yeah, in their 30s.
30s.
Okay. Is there any obituaries or anything for Quentin?
Nope, he's still alive.
Okay. I know I had a reason for asking this, and now I can't remember what the reason was.
Well, I think with that information, like Quinn's immediate thought is like, does she want to tell them anything? Or like give them something?
I think Julie would try to communicate that out loud as well, like just kind of make that connection with who she assumes is Susie. So that would make Jason Quentin's brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Julie would maybe, I don't know, would there be any record of the kids' names? Because I don't know if newspapers really, well, I guess in the obituary sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
Survived
left, yeah, husband and kids' names and stuff like that. Would those be listed?
Yeah. Let's say John and Brittany.
Okay.
On this episode of We Make Raven Come Up with Names on the Spot.
Literally.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think along the same vein of what Quinn was trying to do, kind of make that personal connection, Julie's going to try to do the same, but with more of a positive name. So she's going to ask, you've been here for a long time. You must miss Quentin and your kids, like John and Brittany. They must be adults by now. Do you miss them? Is that why you're still here? She's just kind of almost having a conversation, like a one-way conversation where it's the tone of voice is very conversational, and she's as if she's sitting with somebody and kind of updating them, like, oh, how's the husband? How are the kids? That kind of just very like personable. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get an empathy roll.
Come on, Julie, don't fuck this up. Oh, Julie,
no.
you fucked it up.
Okay. Question. Are you both in the closet? Like in that wardrobe area?
Yeah.
I think Julie would still be inside the wardrobe.
Okay. So since you're both in that wardrobe...
I think Quinn's probably in there too.
Okay.
Oh no.
Julie's usually so much better at this. I'm so upset.
I know. Yeah, it has the opposite effect of what you had intended. Both the doors, I guess the back door swings open, and then immediately after, both doors slam shut. And so you are currently stuck in this closet. And smoke seems to be sort of slowly pouring in from the storage unit into the room underneath the door.
You know what? I hate that. Thank you. That's the worst. Julie is going to instead plead, and trying to kind of take that approach. She's going to say, Susie, the people who live here now have nothing to do with what happened to you. And I know that you are kind of taking that energy out on the husband who lives here. Like, please, I need you to understand that these are not the people that did to you what happened to you. And just kind of appeal to her sense of humanity, I guess.
Okay. That's gonna need another empathy roll. And then how about you, Quinn? What are you doing during this?
I think.
Oh my God, 13.
I should ask actually, how long necessarily would it take to use the MP3? Like, I imagine it takes some time.
Yeah, probably about 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes or so. Okay.
I'd assume you need to listen to like 1 or 2 songs to calm down all the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You said there was a little battery case on the little robot toy.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Quinn is going to break one of the glow sticks, not completely in half.
Okay.
And imagine it comes with the little dollar store necklace thing, kind of puts it on.
Uh-huh.
Just for light. And I think she's gonna take the batteries out of her mag light and try to put them in the little toy.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, they fit. So yeah, you're able to put those in, and yeah, it turns on, and it's just sort of, one of those classic old electronic toys where it just sort of waddles around on the ground and makes lights and sound. And I think with that will get you an advantage on your next empathy roll.
Okay. Thank God.
But there is still smoke steadily pouring into this room. It's going to start getting hard to breathe soon.
Yeah, I think Quinn just kind of like sets the toy down by the, like, hang on, how do I? Just like down over here by the door.
Okay.
That one specifically, and kind of like presses back, like scooches back so she is over by like where her little avatar is, like pushes it back like far away from that side of the door. Just like as far back as she can. And I think she probably does take some of the peanut M&Ms out of her pocket and puts them over there too.
Oh, I love that.
And I think she just very sincerely just says, "I'm sorry that happened to you and it shouldn't have." And I think she just shrugs and leaves it at that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll empathy with advantage.
Come on, baby, you can do it. You're trying so hard.
Okay. Hey, 20's not bad.
Okay, that's not bad. That's something.
Okay. Julie, would you like to try and help with that as well?
I can try, but I don't want to fuck it up and make it worse.
Unless you roll a nat 1, it's not going to be worse. So
We can't say that out loud.
Yeah. Now you borked me, Raven. That's
you,
all right.
you have a
Empathy?
95% chance of helping and a 5% chance of making it worse. There
Okay,
you go.
10.
See, it wasn't a nat 1. It's fine.
I would have left
So what I'm
hard.
getting
We
is-
just died. And
Next level, I'm going to have to put points in empathy.
same.
Oh, so collectively, just barely meet the DC for this. So
Come on, girl talk. Let's go.
So yeah, after you both sort of plead and empathize with this ghost and what happened, and you have the offering of the peanut M&Ms and the little toy, there's a long, agonizing pause, and then there's like a little click from the doors as they seem to not be forced shut anymore. And the smoke stops pouring in, and the little robot toy that doesn't have like movable arms, like they're not motorized arms, raises one and waves it at you before it shuts off, and then everything goes quiet. There's no more.
Quinn just waves back.
Aw. Yeah, there's no more smoke. The toy is turned off. Everything just goes quiet, and everything seems okay.
After a very long, silent pause, Julie looks to Quinn and she goes, "I think we have to find the raccoon."
Quinn pauses and does not comprehend, but nods like she totally understands what's going on. Just like, yeah, for sure.
Julie, kind of sensing that, just smile and nod. She says, when I first came into the room, a raccoon jumped out at me. I'm afraid that it's loose in the house somewhere, and that when the people come back tomorrow, they're going to find a wild animal in their home.
Quinn nods and is like, I'm really good at wrangling small creatures.
Julie just nods, gives her like, you know, the okay hand symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes and she picks up she crouches down, she picks up the little toy that waved. And she just kind of smiles at it, and she takes it with her so that she can, you know, set it somewhere nicer than inside of a dark closet.
Okay.
She might actually take it back to the university with her if there's no pushback for doing so. Like if there's any indication that the toy should stay, she'll leave it. But if not, she'll take it back to the university.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody and nothing argues with you about taking it away from there if you would like to.
Okay. Yeah, Julie's gonna take it with her then.
Okay. Yeah, you I will just sort of hand wave this a bit. You are able to eventually find the raccoon through a combination of wrangling and peanut M&Ms, and get it outside. Where it goes.
I feel like that would be the worst. Like you give somebody permission to stay in your home for a night to like help them figure out what's going on, and you just come back to a fucking raccoon in your home. Like I don't think that's very nice. We need to take care of that.
I mean, hey, they hired you to get rid of a ghost, not raccoons.
I mean, that is true.
I imagine Quinn probably wrangles it with her hoodie, like takes off the hoodie and like you do an angry cat.
Yeah.
Definitely gets a couple more little scrapes, and she reaches into her backpack, pulls out a SpongeBob Band-Aid, slaps it on.
I love that.
But I think before the end of the night, I think Quinn, one, is finally going to take some time to like put on her like soundproof, like her headphones. And I think she finds like a kind of like a quiet little corner, and she kind of like stims for a little while and like calms herself down, kind of takes a deep breath. I think if possible, she's going to try to find some like little wet wipes and finally wipe out all the glowing stuff in the master bedroom.
Perfect.
Because she realized, oh no, I get it now.
Love that.
And then I think either while they're still there, like maybe when she goes home, like I'm not sure when we're gonna like time period it. I think she starts doing some more. She did a lot of research on this case, like as a ghost story,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. And I think she's gonna start looking into it a little bit more as like a true crime in a way.
Okay.
And start trying to look into Jason Sanders a little bit more, look into the house. And I think she's got like a lot of like, she has a lot of like special interest energy, and I think she's finding somewhere that she might want to kind of like direct it and see if she can like maybe help kind of get some closure on that as well for the family and not just Susie.
Okay. Very cool. I like that.
Like I think she's going to kind of apply herself in a direction.
Yeah. All right.
Over time.
That makes sense. Well, Quinn is able to do that, and I'm sure find some closure for that story eventually. And then for Julie, when you get back to the university and you set up that little robot toy on a shelf or something like that.
So Julie also took the box from the last ghost that we trapped.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is oh goodness, what are their names? The Conjuring movies that were based on them.
The Warren.
Yes,
Ed
the
and Lorraine
Warrens.
Warren.
Yes. I feel like Julie is kind of
Ghost music.
same energy, where she'll take things that she feels are connected to cases in any particular way and just kind of securely put them somewhere and especially at this university where she's doing a degree in parapsychology, that she has like this little space that's keyed away for items like that. So that's where she tucks those. I also think that she'll probably give Quinn her contact information just in case of like anything that comes up, any cases that Quinn wants to ask her about, or any cases that come up that she wants to investigate. Then Julie can help her out with that as well.
Yeah, I think Quinn like takes the little card or like contact information and like tapes it inside of her notes alongside. I imagine if Julie doesn't need it, she wants to keep the little like obituary and like the note that she got, and she wants to like tape that into her notes and start documenting not just like her, for the first time, not just her research on things that she's like looked up, but like things that she's found, and start kind of a new chapter in her notebook for that.
Very cool. All right. Well, with that, I think we'll close this case out here. But I will say, for Julie, after you secure the little robot toy at the university, as Julie's walking out of the room, the camera will pan over to that little toy, and the head just slowly turns and follows her out of the room until she's out. And that's where we'll end it.
I love that.
I love that.
I can tell you with certainty that if Julie ever dies during this campaign, I'm going with her. I love Julie so much.
She's a really good character.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that.
But yeah, that was great. We're going to wrap it up, let everybody say what their favorite part was and where we can find them and all that stuff. And then I started saying that we're going to go on a raid, but we're on YouTube, so we're not raiding. So we'll just wrap it up there. So yeah, we'll go reverse order from how we started. So V, we'll start with you. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
Goodness, this session's really hard to pick a favorite moment because it was all really good. Geez, I don't know. Just Quinn's character in general. Just like the showing up out of the blue and being like, "Hi, I'm here now." I think it was really cute, and Julie is definitely going to bring Quinn along on future hunts. I think Quinn's energy was pretty cool, and they bounced off of each other really well. So that was really nice to see. Other than that, Julie's no fear on just head first into a dark wardrobe. There's a note, I can't remember what exactly challenge that I chose for Julie, but one of the little notes in her character sheet is that she has a lot of concern for other people and spirits in particular, but she doesn't always extend that same caution to herself.
Oh yeah.
So she'll very much be all about helping other people and helping spirits, but she just doesn't really think to be cautious for her own sake. So I love that about her. But yeah, as for me, you can find me here tomorrow. Are we on YouTube now for Elite Beskar?
No, that's still on Twitch.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be over there.
the ghost one's the only one that's on YouTube right now.
Sweet. Okay, well then you can catch me tomorrow on Twitch for the next episode of Elite Beskar, where I play Anaka, who is a dark force using Togruta. And then Saturday for more Animus Violentus, where I play Alice. And then you can also check out my artwork at my art Twitter, which is at Pepper Draws, and that's Pepper like the candy. But that's me.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's twitch.tv/RAVVYN for those. And then Magpie, same questions. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
Oh, I honestly... It's hard. I really love Julie's character. I honestly do. And I think it was really sweet for like Quinn to have someone that like took her seriously, or at the very least didn't like let her be a part of things. And I think that encouraged her a lot. So that it was very fun. I was able to like really play into her as not like nervous, but like her realizing that she could like have these opinions and act this way. I think was really fun. I really liked how they bounced off of each other. That was fun. Also, the idea of the last half of it, which was just emotional and sweet. I liked it a lot, but the idea of that happening while Quinn has glow stick juice all over her is just very, very fun for me, and I enjoyed that immensely.
That was pretty great.
Julie did not even give any thought to like the concept of crack open a glow stick. She just meant like crack the glow stick so that it glows.
Yeah.
I love
as
Quinn.
anyone would.
Quinn's great.
She just took it as permission. No, but yeah, I thought that was fun. They were fun characters to bounce off of, and hopefully I would enjoy seeing Quinn come back feeling a little bit more confident in herself that way. But yeah, you can find me. I'm on Tumblr and Twitter at Corvigay Art. Again, I do mostly like RPG artwork, like character artwork, or I do a lot of fan art as well. So mostly that's just where I'm found. But yeah, I think that's all I have to plug for now.
All right. For me, my favorite part, I really enjoyed watching both of you problem solve and try to figure out the puzzle of it and everything. Just the different ways that you approach trying to figure out what the heck kind of ghost is this and everything. It's always a lot of fun for me.
Which reminds me, we never actually told you what we thought it was.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think we settled on it like during the break.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the ghost orbs, because that was the one, it was either the ghost orbs or the fingerprints.
Yeah.
With the ghost orbs, it was a phantom.
Yes, you are correct. I wasn't worried about it because, yeah, you got all of the evidence to secure what exactly it was. So, yeah, I just assumed that you went with phantom then.
Okay. I was like, did we ever actually say it out loud? I don't know.
Yeah. It for sure was a phantom.
Cool.
That's great. But yeah, all of that was really fun. Quinn's character was delightful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed the character and their enthusiasm. And then Julie is just always great. And really enjoyed I'm just gonna sit here in this dark, strange closet with something rattling the door by myself, and this is totally fine. This is normal.
This is fine.
It's fine.
It's literally that meme. There was smoke pouring through the room.
Yeah.
This is fine.
This is fine. You know, I'm sure Julie has seen her fair share of weird shit, so
Yeah.
There'll be more, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, that was fun. Those are my favorite parts, but the whole thing was really, really great. Yeah, where you can find me next will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on twitch.tv/RAVVYN for Elite Beskar, which is our Star Wars campaign. That one's been getting really, really fun. Last week was a continuation of our beach episode with a scavenger hunt. And we got a really nifty new tracking toy out of that, so I'm excited to see what the party does with that. And then Friday over on Twitch as well, we've got at noon Mountain Time the second party of our Dragon Age campaign. It's a two-party campaign running in parallel, so that's really fun. We ran into a speaking darkspawn last week. That was really interesting, and then we fought a bunch of regular darkspawn, including a giant ogre, which was very interesting. And then we've met, I believe, it was a little unclear, but I'm pretty sure we just met the warden from like the original game with our party. So very excited about that. Come check that out. And then yeah, Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for more Animus Violentas, which is our it's a sci-fi campaign set in the Animus universe. It's a whole lot of fun. Definitely come check that out. So yeah, that's the rest of this week. Other things to share or plug is just our sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG. It's a system we used for this game. It looks like this. You can pick that up on Amazon if you want the physical book. Or if you prefer a digital version, you can pick that one up at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, it is a simple D20 system that's adaptable to pretty much any genre that you would like. We use it for Animus Violentis as well, which is super sci-fi. We've run high fantasy on it. Literally anything that you want to run, it'll work for. So go check that out. Also, big thank you to Die Hard Dice, one of our other sponsors. They sell incredible polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. You can find all their stuff at dieharddice.com. If you use the code ANIMUS, that's capital ANIMUS, you can get 10% off of your entire order. And I highly recommend checking out the Luminous Chrome set. It's really pretty. It looks like this. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but there's these little swirly, glittery, like nebula things inside of them. They're very satisfying to roll. It's what I've been rolling for some of the decision making for this game today. But yeah, go check those out. And then if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have here on YouTube or over on Twitch, all of them can be found at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. Just go to the stream library and look for Blackfeather Guild, and that's where you can find all of our past content. I think that is everything. So thank you everybody for watching our first ever YouTube stream. Thank you Magpie for playing with us here, and V as well. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye everybody.